Hey everyone, Regal Reviews here. It is White Rice Wednesday, which means time for my Survive recap. So to recap tonight's episode, Owen is pissed with the whole Janine vote off last week, and he's mostly pissed because James didn't tell him that Janine was going to be the vote. I'm like, dude, why would he tell you? I mean, clearly Owen and Janine are in an alliance. Why would he tell him? Because he's just going to go ahead and tell her, hey, they're gunning for you. You know what I mean? So I don't know why these people get so mad. Like, oh, your alliance member's gone, boo-hoo, you know? But he's like saying like, oh, James is a mob boss. He's controlling everything. Wouldn't go that far. I don't really think James... I have nothing against James at all. But he's definitely not the one calling the shots and running the show around here. And I have to give the people on the season credit. These are some smart, strategic players out there. Like, clearly they don't see... I mean, we see it at home, but they don't see that Sammy's controlling things. They don't see Cody's in charge of that alliance. They don't see how big of a threat Noelle is. So, yeah, I really respect that a lot of these people, I mean, again, we see it, but to them, they're not obvious threats, so kudos to them. So you get to this immunity challenge, and I'm thinking to myself, why is it early? Then I thought to myself, is it a double elimination? Because I'm like, usually that's atypical for the episode before Thanksgiving, so I would expect that to come next week. But yeah, there's a double elimination, so what happens is, at the immunity challenge, they're going to separate them into Team Red and Team Blue, 5 people on each team, and one person from each tribe gets immunity. The last person gets the reward for that particular team, and it's peanut butter and jelly, and they also get the privilege to go last, so then they'll know who left the previous tribal council, you know. So on the one team, you have, because I have this written down, Carla, Noelle, James, Sammy, and Owen. And then the other team, you have Gabler, Jesse, Ryan, Cassidy, and Cody. And I have to give Carla major credit. She has that hand injury, and she's doing this immunity challenge that you have to basically get this grip on this bar, and if they move slightly, this ball drops in front of them, and, you know, they're out. And she ended up winning immunity. So, I mean, I love Carla. I think she's a major queen, and, like, in a good way. Like, I think she's a rock star. So the fact that she was able to not only win immunity, which is great in itself, but to win immunity on a challenge like that with a hand injury, awesome. And then it came down to, it looked like, I believe, Cody and, no, it wasn't Owen. I think it was, Cody. Yeah, it had to be Cody and Jesse. And, no, not Jesse. It was Ryan. And, Cody ended up winning. So that makes things very interesting. And there was a big blowout between Owen and James. You know, it looked like James was trying to be cordial, saying like, hey, where do you think the vote's going to go tonight? And Owen just blows up. And I don't know if it's the fact that, hey, his alliance member's gone and now he's on the bottom. I'm like, why are you that pissed about it? But apparently he's saying that he's mad because James, he wants to show that he's available to work. Like, he's basically a free agent, wants to gain their trust. And he asked James, according to Owen, he asked James, what can I do to gain your trust? And he said, vote for Ryan. And Owen said he voted for Ryan. And I guess he's frustrated that's not good enough. So they were screaming and yelling at each other. And I really hope to God there is memes of Noelle's reaction, because she's just going like that and eating a papaya. I'm like, oh, that's freaking gold. Like, that whole reaction just said, I am staying the hell away from this. So it looks like the vote on that tribe anyway, it looks like it's going to come down to either Owen or James. James, because, again, people think he's running the show. Again, I don't see it. Comment down below if you think James if you think James is running the show. And Owen, because I think that he's just an easier vote. And sometimes you have to think, is an easier vote the best way to go? Or is it better to get out the quote-unquote powerhouse. And then on the other tribe, it looks like the votes are either going to go toward Ryan and Cassidy. And they want to get rid of Cassidy because she's a threat. And I really do think, you know, people are starting to see, like, hey, she's a threat. And yeah, I really do like Cassidy. I feel like the Panther's going to come out of the bushes and attack. And they're debating who they should keep, because on one hand, they want to keep Ryan because he's basically what they call in Survivor a meat shield. So he's a stronger guy, so he takes kind of the heat off the other guys. A reason to keep Cassidy is because they can still basically be in good graces with Carla and James, but the reason to get rid of her is that she's more of a strategic threat. And this whole conversation is going between Cody and Jesse, and it seems like those two are like really calling the shots. And I have to give Jesse major credit. He currently has 2 idols, and I didn't catch on to that until I saw a clip. Apparently, we all thought that Janine's idol got flushed when Dwight got sent home. Apparently, Jesse still has it and didn't give it back to Janine because he currently has 2 idols, because he also has Cody's, which he hasn't asked back. So if you want to be technically speaking, Jesse's has 2 idols, and technically he doesn't have to give them back. Once somebody gives you an advantage or an idol, unless it clearly states that it's non-transferable on the paper, if you're in possession of that advantage or idol, those are yours. You do not have to give them back to anybody. So he's in a pretty powerful spot right now. So you get to the first tribal, and Jeff gives Carla props, like I mentioned, for doing that challenge, and they're talking how the different dynamic is now because alliances are split up because of the whole immunity challenge, and then they were talking about how Owen and James blew up at each other, and Noelle actually decided to use her steal a vote advantage. Now, I want to rewind a bit. Before Tribal Council, you see Sammy, who apparently is playing double agent and wants to work with Carla. Sammy gives Carla information that Noelle's going to use her steal vote tonight. Now, you would think, as close as Carla and James are, I thought to myself, she's going to go tell James. And at Tribal, he doesn't take the advantage. I'm like, why the fuck would you not take the advantage? And Noelle wanted to do it this way, and I'd give Noelle major props for this, and this probably goes down as one of the biggest moves in Survivor history. So normally when you use to steal a vote, you use it against somebody. She actually tells James that she's going to wait, did she tell James? Ooh. I think she did. Yes. She actually did say to James that she's going to use a steal vote and use it on Owen. So James could have this false sense of security, where in reality, Noelle is taking Owen's vote, but she's not using it against him. She's going to double the vote so they could get James out. So I'm like, wow. But then it's brilliant, because as a fan, you're thinking, why doesn't he just, like, she literally just is reading the advantage right there, Tribal. Why doesn't he just say, oh, Noelle, do you have an advantage? Or is it like a stipulation? Like, if she already reads the advantage, can he just say, like, do you have an advantage? Because she clearly showed it to everybody at Tribal, so can he just say that? And made me think too, like, hypothetically, if Noelle stole James's vote, can he, like, block that with his, do you have an advantage? You know what I mean? Like, if she read her advantage first and said to Jeff, I'm going to steal James's vote, could he then use his knowledge as power and take her advantage and nullify that? You know what I mean? Or is it like, once her advantage is read, he can't use the knowledge as power on her? So it ended up being James that got sent home in a blindside. He respected it. Like, I'm sure, like, you have those normal thoughts, like when you get voted off, you're pissed, but he respected the choice and whatever. So when the second team comes in, they're all shocked that James is there, and it was like a blind side to them. And the whole vote was going to come down to who the first team voted off first. And they're basically talking about the same thing, how they're at a point in the game where there's 5 people in the team right now, or on the little mini tribe right now, and it's getting to the point, like, who do you keep? Like, do you want to keep somebody who you can trust? Who can you trust? Etc. And it ended up being Ryan that got sent home. So, yeah, 2 great players. I have nothing against them. I thought they were both great. Major props to Noelle for that brilliant move. From what I saw, people on Twitter thought that was brilliant. Next week's episode shows that it seems like the whole Cody and Jesse controlling things is going to come to light, because everyone's like basically scrambling after this tribal council saying, oh, we need to get this person out. We need to get that person out. Oh, what do you think about this person? And the whole camera points to Jesse and Cody then, so they might be in trouble next week unless one of them can win immunity, or Jesse, uses one of those idols. So comment down below what you guys thought of tonight's Survivor. If you guys want to check out Survivor, it is on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. on CBS, or you can live stream it on Paramount+. Hope you guys enjoyed my Survivor recap, and until next time, stay regal.